Welcome back to the Starlight broadcast. I don't know why I'm starting to forget what it is almost, but welcome back to it. Yet another Star Wars podcast. Every single time, I'm Ted.
I'm Brad.
I think I have it. Well, no, because I think you're over there.
Yeah, and you're.
I think. Well, we're pointing the same way for me. So you're over here.
We are.
I don't know which one of. When I look here, I'm mirrored, and when I look here, I can read my hat. So I think, but isn't that mirrored?
We'll see.
Who cares? Anyways,
what's happening, Ted? What's going on?
Not much. You know, just finished the single best season of Star Wars storytelling all time. You know, until possibly next week.
Season 2. Yeah.
Until possibly next week. Then we might get higher peaks. I'm going to very harshly critique first arc of season 2 to Ferrix and stuff and see how that goes.
Really?
Yeah, dude, you kind of gotta... You don't have to.
Harshly critique?
I want harsh. Yeah, no, it's a different story. Okay.
This is episode 4 of Andor April. Right?
Yeah, your audio's glitchy a little bit on my end. It's like crackling. Okay, it just stopped. All right, we're gonna cut that out.
I saw.
Yeah.
How does it sound now?
It's fine now. Yeah. Anyway.
It was lighting up and I wasn't talking.
Yeah. God, way to ruin the flow, Brad. Episode's over, guys. Thanks for drinking blue milk.
Technology.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna use my my blue milk line.
It's a good line.
I mean, I like the Galaxy line more, I think.
Yeah. I like the way you end it. You know, I feel like I always start it like, and then the way you ended it was just like very, very chill. Just like, hey, thanks for being here, guys. You know, have a good day. Goodbye. And then you're gone. I'm having a lot of fun with the camera still. I'll calm down eventually. Guys, this is episode 14, by the way.
Better.
So, that's crazy.
Damn, really?
Yeah, we're on episode 14, almost halfway to 20, and then we're 20 episodes in. Like, by the time, I think about it, we're episode 14, that's 6 more episodes. That's, damn, bro, I don't even know what we're going to be doing, because we got Andor 2.
We can go back to whatever we want to be doing, right?
Yeah. I definitely have ideas. Like, I have ideas.
Yeah, we have that. We have that document of all the stuff we want to talk about.
Anyways, in terms of like what's been going on, not much for me. Just doing life, working. Had my first shift earlier this week, and
yeah,
it was fun. It was good stuff. Just a lot of learning. But yeah, Brad, how about you?
I've been vibing, dude. I've been watching. I've kind of shifted from my reading stint to my watching stint. So, because we read a lot in a short amount of time, Old Republic stuff and just other stuff in general. So, I'm taking a little break from that. I'm a little burnt out from it.
Reading, I didn't realize how burnt out I was going to be after reading 200 pages in a day. I physically... Yeah. I can't even really read manga right now, like
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I am reading. I'm catching up on Kagurabachi, which is awesome.
You don't even know how awesome it gets, bro. Like every time you get to a cool part, I'm like, trust these next batch of chapters are even better.
Yeah, so I've been watching movies. I watched 3 movies the other day.
In one day?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I watched like 2 maybe full movies a couple days before that. I watched Look Back. I didn't tell our friend yet.
What?
Dude! I'm gonna see him tonight, so I'm gonna talk to him about it.
Oh my god, he's gonna lose his fucking mind.
Because I saw him at work the other day. He's like, dude, you gotta watch it. And I watched it and I didn't tell him that I did yet.
Bro, you know his reaction is gonna be, Brad.
It was really good.
Dude, oh my god, I fucking love that movie.
I was tearing up at points.
I cried multiple times, and it was me and one other dude, like 2 rows behind me in theaters, and so I was just
theaters.
Yeah, dude.
No, I probably definitely would have cried more in theaters.
It was. I read the manga first too, so it, like, knowing, no spoilers, but when like certain things happen and you understand like what's gonna happen as a result, like.
I thought a certain thing was gonna happen. I was hoping it wasn't, and then it did, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then, like, I followed through with it. Then I was feeling kind of hopeful, and I was watching a lot of Superman trailer reviews and stuff from YouTube, so I watched Christopher Reeve Superman 2, the theatrical cut. Not as good as the first one, but still liked it. Christopher Reeve, literally perfect. Just the way he changes his demeanor from Clark to Superman, it's so subtle, but it makes such a big difference. He's so good. Margot Kidder as Lois, they're the best part of the movie. But you could definitely tell, like, even back then, in the 80s, Warner Bros. Was still doing their studio interference thing.
It's kind of their bread and butter.
Yeah, that's what they do. And then I watched that night the 2024 remake that John Woo made of his original movie, The Killer.
He remade his own movie? I didn't know that.
He remade his own movie. Not... Dude, she's
going crazy over here. She's got her early days zoomies going right now, which is really fun.
Not nearly as good as the original. The original's a 5-star for me. That's like...
What's this one?
Peak.
Why would he remake his own movie?
Directors do that sometimes. Like, Eli Roth did the same thing with Cabin Fever, and I hate both of those movies. And I was like, why would he remake this?
That's weird.
Because the first one's so bad. But in Woo's situation, it's like, the first one is fantastic, like an action pinnacle classic. And then he remakes it now. I think he just struggles with the digital era. Because, like, in like the nicest way possible, he seems bored with it. So, like, he tries a lot of different, like, editing techniques with, like, there's a lot of split screen, and there's a lot of trying, like, interesting camera movement. It's trying, like, he's trying to give it more of a flair than it has, you know? But the action was still pretty good whenever it happened. The story was fine. I just didn't really feel a lot of tension or anything when action scenes happened. It was fine, though. Like, and I just wanted to watch more of Woo's filmography in general, because he's one of my favorite directors. So, yeah. If you haven't, everybody should watch Hard Boiled and The Killer, both by John Woo, starring Chow Yun-fat. Great movies.
I'll add it to the list.
Hard Boiled is one of my favorite action movies, period.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right. Switching, that's what I've been up to. And then reading, I read yesterday, went to the CBS comic book store, picked this up.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice cover, dude, right?
That's a nice cover, yeah.
Variant cover, Legacy of Vader 3. I got that on my calendar, release date, and I'm there. And Wednesdays are the delivery days, so it's usually busier. It's good. It's our man Soul. He's writing it. It's like, you know it's going to be good. And I just wish it was longer. Yeah. Like, it just kind of skips through some things, but, like, it feels like it'd be just cooler to see. Part of it adds aura to Kylo. But, like, this one starts off, he's captured by, what's her name? One of the Hutts.
Gardilla.
And he's just getting, like... Yeah, something. He's just getting, like, electrocuted. Gardula, yeah.
Oh,
right.
No way. I was close.
Yeah, you're right. He's just getting, like, electrocuted, and then he, like, does whatever. I don't want to spoil it if you want to read it, but it just kind of speeds through some things, which I kind of wish I saw more of, but it's still really good. Kylo's character is so consistent the whole time. Like, he's still the same from The Last Jedi with, like, he just hates the past, but in this he's also trying to learn more about it, because he's just wanting to learn more about who Vader was instead of just like prying to a mask, you know?
Yeah.
The final panel though is awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, my cat is... I cracked open the window and she's just poking her head out. There's the screen, but she's making... I don't know how much of her noises are going to get picked up by the audio.
I'm not hearing anything, really.
We're talking through the Discord noise suppression, though, you remember? So it'll be fine. Who cares? It's a cat, dude. She's the best.
So Kylo's talking to his homeboy who's helping him, like, figure out more of, like, who Vader is. Vinay, I think his name is. And this is where the next issue is going to take us. Mm-hmm. For those who didn't see,
Yeah,
audio only, it's where Anakin and Padme got married. Sorry, I spoiled that part. I don't know how many people are reading this, but I saw that last page. I was like, "That's solid."
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's sick. This one, he's on Tatooine pretty much the whole time, and he's kind of making his way.
Wait, he's where?
Tatooine. All right, that was a lot of side stuff. Do you want to get into the... I don't want to say meat and potatoes. How about, like...
Let me double check to see there isn't any news
called?
I'm missing out on.
Unrelated news, Fantastic Four new trailer just dropped.
That looks so good.
Heat, yeah.
That looks really good. I'm literally scrolling through the Star Wars Holocron Twitter account just to see if there's any news that we're gonna miss out on. Oh yeah, dude, Mikey Madison got offered and turned down a role in Sean Levy's new Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie. That's great. Oh, and there's a Star Wars Fortnite
event or celebration.
So apparently the next Fortnite season is going to be Star Wars themed, which means I will be addicted to Fortnite once again. I will get the battle pass once again, and I will grind the fuck out of that battle. Actually, let me... Not exactly. There's a chance that doesn't happen.
I don't know if I can download that game.
It's already downloaded on my PC, dude. I go back to it every now and again. It's like Minecraft. I'm just like, I'm not gonna uninstall it. But if it's like Star Wars characters, like, stay with me on this. Stay with me on this when I say this. Ready? Captain Rex, Fortnite skin.
They already
Bad
have.
Batch, Fortnite skins. Maybe, you know.
That's a lot. That'd be cool, dude. If you get...
Stay with me on this, Brad. Hold on. Kit Fisto Fortnite skin.
Don't.
I'm just saying.
Kit would not be getting it.
But imagine if he does.
That would be insane. If he gets that much recognition to have a Fortnite skin.
Plo Koon Fortnite skin.
Plo, I love Plo and Kit.
Andor.
If you get, like... Yeah, maybe.
Cal.
Definitely. How many skins would they drop, though?
But so here's the thing. They could do the if or but or whatever for this season that could stop me is if they do what they did for the last Marvel season, where they did, like, War Machine and Gwenpool and, like, Emma Frost. But then they did, like, Banana Wolverine, you know, and, like, off-brand.
They gave them all the custom, like, the Fortnite original skins on the characters.
Reverse. So it was the Fortnite banana in a Wolverine costume. And I hated it. Like, I hate it so much.
Don't do that, dude.
And they did, like, the default white guy Fortnite skin, they made him Captain Jonesy, and they just put, like, a Captain America fit on him. So if they do that for Fortnite, I might get the Battle Pass because it's Star Wars, and I hate myself a little bit, but I don't know, dude. If they got, like characters, but they've already done so many.
If you got 501st, Rex, Jesse, Fives, Echo.
This cat's going crazy over here. She's just meowing at me. That would be... I'd lose my mind. Like, I'd be there day one. Bring lightsabers back into the game, bro. Bring force abilities into the game. Bring a speeder bike into the game, bro.
Oh, dude, you gotta do speeder bikes. You hear the woo as it goes across as it like flies past you.
Dude, this cat is going fucking crazy. She just wants so much attention. She always wants attention when I'm at my desk, dude. If I'm like in bed, she does not give a shit about me.
She's fine.
But the second I sit at my desk, I don't know why that is. She immediately wants attention. Okay.
Let's
Andor April.
Yep.
There we go. I gotta have the build up. It's just, it's part of it at this point. All right. Let's see. So, in our final episode, covering season 1 of Andor, for Andor April. Also, I think the first episode of season 2 will be our last Andor April episode. After that, it just becomes Andor season 2 review.
Yeah, so we would have first arc review, and then a couple episodes, then full season review.
Yeah. Okay, so this time we're going to be covering episode 10, episode 11, episode 12, One Way Out, Daughter of Ferrix, and Rick's Road. Episode 10, directed by Toby Haynes, written by Beau Willimon. Daughter of Ferrix, directed by Benjamin Caron, and written by Tony Gilroy. And then same for episode 12, Rick's Road. I just want to double check something. Benjamin Caron also directed episode 7, Announcement. Which was pretty good, I thought. Methinks. So,
right,
Brad...
what?
I was going to say, how do you want to... you always ask me if I want to start, but I want you to start this time.
This might be the strongest 3-episode span of the season for me.
Yeah. Episode 10 is the best episode of the season.
Yeah.
Episode 10, I think, is... my favorite... is I say Andor's my favorite Star Wars anything. This is my favorite piece of Star Wars media. Episode 10, One Way Out.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Over everything?
Over everything. I just think, obviously a bit of hyperbole, maybe some exaggeration here and there, but dude, I cannot think of a single flaw within this episode. The music, the writing, the camera, the acting, the visual, everything.
At this point, we just repeat ourselves with how good.
I know, it's you can only compliment the same things so many times.
With how good it looks and sounds, and the acting is just the best. That One Way Out, what is there not to say about this episode? How long are your notes for it?
So my notes for episode 10 are pretty long. My notes for episode 11 and 12 are pretty short comparatively, because for episode 12 I got just sucked in and I was nah.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
12 is my longest.
Damn. Okay.
Dude, spoiler. I'm just gonna say it now. 11. We watched last night together.
We did. That was fun.
Which is fun. This morning, watching 12, cried.
Really?
Legit.
I got amped up, dude. I didn't cry. I got fucking amped.
Full tears, dude. I don't know what was happening with me or why it was hitting me so much. Are we gonna go episode by episode, or can I just
Last time we went episode by episode, and that took us so much longer.
It did.
So I think if we just bounce around, talk about whatever.
Yeah. This, the moment the music, the band starts playing, I got teary-eyed. I got misty, right? But then, for some reason, every time I just cut back to them just playing and marching out, it just almost made me cry again. and I don't know what happened. I just lost it when B2 played the Marva Hollow. That was when I just like, I don't know why, I like something just like hit me, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
she's
I don't know what it was, but it's just like something in me that was like it just hurt, you know.
I think it was I didn't cry, but for me, seeing Marva again, it was almost like a relief. Because the way, I mean, we talked about this last night, but the way in which she dies is so abrupt and sudden and unceremonious and just like unfortunate and real. And I say that a lot for Andor, is that something is real.
Dude, in these episodes alone, we get, in One Way Out, 2 of the guys, I think, in Cassian's squad, get killed like that.
Yeah.
Just right when they start fighting back. And you're just like, you feel it for a second. You're like, oh my God, like that. But then it just keeps going. It's like, because you gotta. Where it's like,
they were already dead.
That's, you know. All right, let's start. All right. We have to at least start with episode 10.
Okay.
Because
I have a quote. I have a quote.
Okay.
It's something Andor says in like the first scene when he's talking to Kino. And I pulled up some transcripts.
Okay.
So I'll actually embellish a little bit. So Cassian says we need to go tomorrow. Kino's like, tomorrow? He's like, yeah. And he's like, you sound insane. Cassian says, no, listen to me. They don't have enough guards and they know it. They're afraid. Right now, they're afraid. Kino's like, afraid? Afraid of what? Cassian, they just killed 100 men to keep them quiet. What would you call that? I'd call that power. Power doesn't panic. That shit made me lose my mind.
I have that written down too.
Because that's so much of the Empire. So much of this show is us being shown
It's them scrambling.
It's them trying to get a hold and gain control of things. To kind of go a little bit ahead. I mean, we could talk about Nevic's manifesto and how that manifesto, it can be seen as like a theme for the whole show. And remember this: try. Ugh.
I'm gonna cry again.
God damn. Yeah, man. The start of episode 10 when it's just Kino's face and it just like the realization,
dude.
Like the reality sets in, the anger,
the face acting in this whole show is everybody just has those moments where it's just you see how much is going on inside.
Yeah, everybody.
It's just nuts.
I don't know how they're also good at conveying emotion like that well.
I don't know,
especially Andy Serkis and Genevieve O'Reilly.
Because when they're back in the cell and they're all like, yo, what happened? Tell us. I wrote, Kino can't face it knowing that he won't ever escape and all the work that he's done isn't going to amount to anything for him. Because
he's literally facing away from it. Mm-hmm. He's facing the wall. He's separating himself from the truth, from the reality of the situation. And it isn't until he screams. What does he scream? No one's getting out?
Yeah, no one is getting out.
No one is getting out. And then it's like, he's done. He's done. You fucked up. He was the most loyal little dog, just doing whatever they wanted, trying to keep his head down. You fucked up, guys. He comes around, and he comes in with a plan. He's like, this is what we're doing. Tomorrow. He's in for it.
He already knew Cassian and Bynock had a plan.
Melshi, right?
And Melshi, yeah, because he was pissed that Cassie's like, well, you're making a plan with them. Yeah, like after that, Kino starts talking. I clocked it 7:53. 7 minutes, less than 8 minutes into the episode, Kino says One Way Out. That's the first time.
I started taking note.
First time we hear
they
it.
say One Way Out, like, but until they start chanting it, they say it, I think, 4 or 5 times in the episode. which is crazy. I will say I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. I got like full body chills when Kino turns around and he hits his breaking point, dude.
Man, it chills so much.
Yeah, man. There, you know, episode 10. There is shit we could talk about with like Dedra and Krieger and that whole thing, but like,
dude, I didn't realize how much of like the Krieger stuff was so important, and we see none of it happen.
Right.
And it's
the only time we've seen Krieger is when the Empire shows the hologram to Bix, and it's like, is this the guy that you?
That's nuts.
That's the only time we ever saw him. I will say,
it's not even the guy.
yeah, like one thing that I will say really briefly though is, it is again really ingenious of the Empire to kind of try and play the rebels, but in doing so they're playing into Luthen's hand. Like Luthen has all of this planned out. It's plans within plans. It's games within games.
So ahead of it.
One thing that I noticed is Partagaz is a piece of shit, but whenever somebody offers an idea with value, he always takes it into consideration and more often than not uses it. Like he's very like he listens to his team, which is like, fuck, dude. Why I hate when these characters are 3-dimensional.
He's not dismissive,
right?
Which is interesting.
He's not just like an imperial bureaucrat, just like no. We're doing it my way. He's like, somebody was like, oh no, we should. I forget what the example was because I didn't write it down, but I think it was literally the redhead guy, and he had an idea, and he's like, yeah, do that, make it discreet, go.
He's like, yes, that'd be a good idea. Maybe we should look into that. It's like, oh my god, this dude is actually like, dude, you should be in the rebellion, bro. Like, you're actually.
Okay, real quick, back to the prison. I have another quote.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm being scatterbrained, but I'm just looking at my notes, and it's.
We're still on the same episode. We're good.
Cassian said, "I'd rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want." If that doesn't sum up his whole fucking character, bro, like.
And who repeats that later on?
Don't even, bro. When that happened, I got chills. I threw up. I oh my god. I shed my skin. I started floating. Whew. Oh my god.
You want to talk about like all the other stuff outside the prison before, like now, and then we'll get back to the and just
like Ferrix and.
Dude, I wrote. Ferrix doesn't feel the same.
It really doesn't.
Ferrix feels so different compared to where it is in the beginning of the season. Like, because now, like, the Empire's all there. There's garrisons, and there's troopers walking the streets and officers. And it just feels wrong. Because I feel like at this point, we're so used to the people of Ferrix and their community that they got going. That's like, it feels so intrusive. And it's just, I don't like it. It made me uncomfortable. And I put, everyone was looking over Marva. Like, you see, like, a whole group of people outside her house. Everybody's talking about her. And I put, like, a smile and a frown. Like, pretty much, like, one and the same. Because I'm like, that's so sweet. And that's so nice that they're so interconnected that she's getting this many people. But it's sad that it's just happening. Like that, you know? Oh. B2 almost had me cry last night. That's a different thing. But.
Oh, yeah. I think I teared up. I think I did tear up a little bit. Because
that droid.
This episode, episode 12 as well, when. It's this episode, right, where he's asking Brazo if he can stay? Or is that episode 11?
I think it's 11.
That shit.
Because after.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I hated that. It was too good. I hated that so much. And he's like, I can't leave you here. She wouldn't want that. You can stay. He's like, just tonight. One night. That hurts. Yo, real quick, episode 12. Fuck Nurchi. Stupid fucking cop-out bitch, dude. Fuck that guy. Great actor. Fuck Nurchi. Oh my god. Got paid back, too. He got paid back, by the way.
Yeah, I wrote down Nurchi sucks. Dude.
I'm okay.
Oh my god. No, he's the worst. I found it interesting that we get into like the complexities of like traditional Chandrilan marriage.
Yeah.
With Mon, and then they bring in Davo, who's this other guy that Tay brings in to kind of like help with the situation. And he brings up not bringing his son to marry Mon's daughter, but just for them to meet and to like plant those.
They're gonna get
seeds
married.
Of, like, yeah. Which is that what we see in the season 2 trailer? Is that a wedding? I don't know.
When
shit,
Mon's dancing, maybe, and she's all sad. Oh, Bradley. Okay, that's smart, man.
Yeah, Davo's talking with Mon, and he's all like, he's like saying stuff and like going along with it, and then he's like, I want you to say it. He knows what's happening. He's like, I want you. You got to say it out loud so I know that this is the right thing that's going on, right? I also wrote, "Dude's an idiot." Like, and I know like Tay looks at him like, bro, like, dude's really like your only offer is that, yeah.
Such a stupid fucking. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's really good at playing the game though. You got to give him that credit. Like he knows what the game is, even if he doesn't know what game they're playing. He's a quick learner. Like, and
this shot that lingers on Mon after Tay escorts Davo. She looks the most rocked right
she's
here.
Like she's like shivering.
She's quaking. She's like near tears. Like, this is the closest we've seen seeing her break, and it's kind of freaky.
And I think it's because it's like what he says where he's like, that's the first untrue thing you've said. She's so angry and sad and she's mad at herself. She's mad at the situation. She's mad at Davo. She's mad at everything because she let herself get to this situation where she's realizing, like, he's right. I am considering this. This is how bad things have gotten. I'm in this much trouble that I am considering selling off my daughter just to cover my own debts. Which, like, is a crazy oversimplification of the situation. God. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. Is this where she talks with Vel? Or is that 11?
No, it is 11, I want to say.
It is 11, okay. Because I want to talk about that too. Yeah, and then...
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what happens outside the prison. The prison takes up
the
majority of the episode, I think.
There is stuff with Luthen, but I figure that's after the prison, and I want to talk to it after the prison, because that's when it really is good. So, back to the prison, dude. Yeah, like...
We see Cassian with this, and, like, we saw him do this before, like, he goes to in the bathroom with the floor panel, breaks the water pipe.
Try and file it down.
Yeah, files it down. Finally does it. They wait for the new guy that replaces Ulaf, R.I.P. Comes in, breaks it. This dude, like, also, too, like, Cassian is, like, if you don't know, like, he's drenched in sweat, you know? And the officers don't notice, you know? And he's holding the pipe like he's on program.
Yeah. Well, you saw like a bunch of them were grabbing pipes and wires and shit and tools.
Yeah. That was awesome. And once you start seeing this plan start, and just that quick exchange of right before Cassian goes to the bathroom, he walks past Kino, and Kino just goes one way out. It's like, dude, it's game time. And then
it's so good. It's so peak, bro.
Do you want to just talk? It happens. The thing happens.
Yeah.
The riot ensues.
Yeah. The escape. The way out is There's
the
only
one being made.
Yeah. We see the single path to freedom. Some could say that it is the only way out, or that in their situation there is only one way out.
You took the words right out of my... Yeah. What type of damage was that you did last night?
So That's
Sorry, that was a
stupid
D&D in joke.
Yeah.
So this, like, they stop the elevator on the way down. They know it's not gonna.
I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting that.
They know it's not gonna get shocked. They get up. Cassian, again, it's implied that he just loves shooting people in the face. Because the guard's on the ground, he looks, and I think it's implied that, like, he looks right to where Cassian's just like, up. And it's like, just. And then he kills the other guard. You want to talk about the ensuing chaos, Ted?
It's I don't know the best way to put it, but it's like desperation creates ingenuity or ferocity, kind of. Like, these guys are so... They're so desperate to get out and to do whatever it takes that they are legitimately going to do whatever it takes. They're going to kill whoever they need to kill. Like, it's just so brutal in a way, like the way that they're overpowering the space, but it's so freeing. You know, like, these guys who have been living in constant, like, fear of being killed, of being tortured, months or years of their life, to finally have the power to be like, no, you. And my favorite part, this isn't really, but, like, one of the best parts of this whole Prison Break is when you see all the officers huddled up in the closet, and the one guy just goes, quiet. And they've all got the little shock sticks, and everybody else is running around with fucking guns, dude. Like,
I wrote that too.
It's so good. I have all caps, fuck these Empire bitches hiding. I did tear up during Kino's speech when he I'm actually going to pull that up real quick.
Oh, man. To get to that point, though.
Yeah, you
they fight their way to... Dude, also, the intercutting and the music. The music is so... Like, I think you said, like, loud, but freeing, and, like, there's momentum, and there's gravity, and, like, that this is happening.
Yeah.
And you see Cassian and Kino going up the stairs, and you got Melshi and the other guys in the groups just, like, going to other rooms, which is just so sick when they just, like, the door opens, kill a guard, free, get free, like, fight! And
climb,
then, like, they're like,
run! He's like, one way out! And then just fucking, like, runs.
Just erupting. And then they get to level 8, the control room or whatever, and it's just Cassian and Kino, which is so good and interesting. Such a good arc for Kino. And what did he say? Oh, he wants him to deactivate like the waterfall.
So just deactivate power. Yeah.
Deactivate power so the floors go cold, no one can get electrocuted. And then the main dude doesn't. Kino, without a set, just turns, shoots, kills one of them, and then they're just like, okay. And then Cassian's like, do it. He's like, I can't do it. He's got to do it. But it's like immediately, like, that power change dynamic is so on point, and I love. It's not necessary. Right before Kino takes the podium to give the speech, they put the two men, like the two officers, off to the side. Cassian tells them to go on program, and they do, and it's just such.
It's so good. I don't know. I noticed this. I don't know if I noticed it the first time, but rewatching it, the main officer who's in, like, the center thing, and then there's the secondary officer. The secondary officer goes like this. He says on program. He goes. He's shitting bricks. What the main officer is like. He's just he's so much more hesitant to it. And it's like, you're such a piece of shit, bro. Like, you're in no position to be like, nerds. Like, you're a piece of shit. You're supporting a tyrannical dictatorship. Like, fuck you.
Cassian keeps his gun trained on him the whole time.
The whole time, bro. He's ready.
Right.
I don't even know, like...
Just one of the monologues.
Yeah.
Of the show.
It's not... It's not that the monologue isn't already spectacular, which it is, but it is the way that Andy Serkis delivers it with the passion of somebody who has just now sort of woken up. You know, he'd been sleeping. He'd been sleeping. And it wasn't until he knew and realized the reality that he woke up. And what did he do? What did he do? What did he do, Brad? He fought the Empire. Tony Gilroy. Oh my God.
Dude, never leave Star Wars.
He needs to make...
If Gilroy writes... I mean, I don't even know if we know this detail. If Gilroy writes the first Jedi movie and Mangold directs it, that would be lethal.
I'm not even joking. I think that could be the best technical Star Wars movie of all time. Like, on a technical level, that would be the single greatest Star Wars movie of all time. Like, you know, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith, bro. We got our tickets. We're seeing that shit in theaters, by the way, guys. Oh my God. I totally forgot about that.
We got tickets.
Next Friday.
Next Friday, 25th, dude. First time seeing it in theaters. My third anniversary re-release that I'm seeing. I'm hyped.
It's my first, dude. I'm so excited.
We're getting popcorn bucket cup combo.
I'm getting the Vader cup without a doubt, dude.
Getting the Vader cup?
Yeah.
I was just gonna get the regular cup and the popcorn bucket.
I'm getting the Vader cup, dude. If I've never been to this theater. If they got beer, I'm getting the cup and I'm putting fucking beer in there and I'm just gonna enjoy the movie.
They might. It's a bigger Cinemark.
Let's go.
I think they do. But yeah, dude, because like we called the other night and I looked on the app and I was like, oh, like these seats are going. And I FaceTimed Ted immediately. I'm like, yo, we gotta get these tickets now.
Yeah. Crazy how many seats were unavailable. I've totally forgot. I have to get tickets again for another showing near me because I'm trying to go with my family.
I'm so glad this is out for a week. Like, thank God. Just give people more time to see it.
I know, like, dude. Princess Mononoke, it sucked that they only did an IMAX re-release because there's no IMAX theater near me that had it.
Like,
Snow White was in the theater. Pissed me off.
Return to the Jedi re-released 2 years ago for 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
That was only playing for like 3 or 4 days, like 3 days, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm pissed.
I was lucky enough to see it, but like, dude, give it more time. Like, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah. They
like, this is proper. This is like, give them a week, give the fans what they want, open it on as many screens as possible. George Lucas is still getting money. Like,
I would say, honestly, dude, if I was doing it, I would have it go from because it's the 24th, Thursday the 24th is when it first comes out. I would have done it for like my friend has 24 tickets.
Oh no! Wait, I thought you were saying have it be from the 24th. I was saying go to May 5th because that's Revenge of the 5th.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I thought I misheard. Yeah, I was gonna say literally have it go until like just like a week and a half, dude. Like that would be crazy. 2 weeks would be killer. I mean, would be fire.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. Back to
peak. Little Rots side tangent.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, if you can see it, go see it. Please go see it. Go support movies. Go support theaters, please, and get the souvenir cups because all of that money goes straight to the theater. That's why concessions are so expensive. That helps the theater, not the movies, not the people that distribute it and stuff.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
To go back to Kino, dude, there's a line. If we can fight half as hard as we've been working, we will be home in no time. That's the final line of the speech, and I think that's the best one because they've been worked to the bone, literally to death in some cases. Mm-hmm. So if you can fight as hard as you've been put to work, you're home free. I don't even want to talk about after the speech,
the way it ends.
I don't want to talk about it because I cried.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, I'm being so free. Like I cried.
I didn't cry at this, but it was sad.
I'm not ashamed.
It sucked. So if you guys remember, when we first get to Narkina 5, this prison is pretty much and it's surrounded by water. They're powered by water. It's all that stuff, and we see everybody just running out of this corridor that we don't know if they first landed in it, whatever. They get to the edge, and dudes just start jumping and swimming. Cassian looks back, and this look on Kino's face just says, like, something's not right. And Kino says, can't swim. And Cassian's like, what? He's like, and he says it so heartbroken. He's like, I can't swim.
He just says it so matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, he's resolved. He knew going into this. He's like, can't swim. Like, he's defeated, but he's not. Like, he's liberated, but defeated, but he's sad. But like,
and then Melshi and Cassian get knocked off the platform and they fall into the water, and then we get this gorgeous shot of the prison from a bird's eye view, top down. Like the Empire symbol, kind of. A little bit First Order, too. And you see everybody swimming out the side, like the top corner of it. And it just looks like they're breaking free from the Empire.
I don't know if you noticed, but the map of the prison base also had everybody's little dots. So it's literally like the computerized Imperial version compared to what happens when they break out of the mold. They're real, they're there, they're free.
And I don't know if you think of it like this. I view it as like, this is the Death Star, but instead of a beam of destruction, those people go swimming away, they're a beam of hope, and that they made it out.
I fuck with that.
That's kind of how I view it, too.
I fuck with that.
Dude, and then you just get this look on Kino's face as he just stands there.
Wasn't
the most shattering instance of someone not being able to swim ever?
I have hope somebody took him and was just like, I'll help, I'll carry you. Like, I'll swim for both of us. Just kick. Because
if Kino shows up at all in season 2,
I'm crying.
What?
I'll say it again, dude. I'll throw up. Like, I'm sorry, but dude, like, it's true.
And also, like, Andy Serkis has been like a staple in the film industry for like going on like 30 years now. Do you feel like he's still kind of underrated?
100,000%. Easily one of the most underrated working actors.
He's a pioneer of motion capture.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it's crazy to say that.
Gollum, like, Caesar, Snoke. Caesar's one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, bro.
Even if you just say Gollum, how much technology that pushed forward for that, Weta, and then Caesar, and yes, Snoke. But now, like, when you see Serkis, just like, it's just himself. It's just that, and he's still this good. And dude, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, it's almost insane to like realize he's only in the show for 3 episodes, and he is as good as he is an absolute highlight of this show.
Because
he's not in 7. He's in 8, 9, 10. He's only in the Narkina arc. And it's awful. We only ever see him in the prison. As soon as Cassian gets out, we never see him again. Hopefully season 2, man.
And he says we're going home.
Yeah.
Where's your home? Where'd you come from? I want to know these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
My all-time favorite Star Wars monologue, maybe even fictional monologue, dude. I listen to this every couple months for like a week straight. I'll just like keep listening to it, so I don't forget.
There was like flame-resistant gel on Tony's hand when he was writing this shit, because it's just straight fire.
Just that meme of the guy writing.
Yeah, it's just fire, dude.
Dude, oh my god.
How? To have such an innate understanding of what Star Wars means and stands for, and what the rebellion signifies, and like, it's more than just space wizards and light swords, you know? Like, this is a story about good and bad, about freedom and oppression, about fighting back and getting what we deserve. You're crying right now, dude. That's crazy. Like, Ted, you take it. You take it.
First, okay, bit of, before I really get into it, when we realize that this redhead guy is the traitor Lonnie, my goat, what he has sacrificed, because he has sacrificed a lot for the cause, but that conversation of him with the earpiece in the elevator with Luthen is fucking terrifying. Like, he is genuinely a scary individual that I'm like on edge hearing, because he just, and everybody talks about Luthen just knows everything. He is so wired. He has people everywhere. Like, he was joking, he was joking in episode 11 saying Two Tubes was his informant in Saw Gerrera's group. But, like, he definitely has an informant in Saw's group. Like, he has spies everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but so when Lonnie talks about his sacrifice, and he asks Luthen, and what do you sacrifice? Seeing it in context, the way Luthen
warms
is
up
almost
to it.
like, huh?
The way he like warms up to it, like he starts very far away.
Yeah,
dude. I wrote, like, when you first see him, I wrote he's aura farming, or aura farming. He just looks like a figure of death. He's just this black flowing cloak, and he's just so ominous. He's just like almost a silhouette.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, like the more they talk, the more he approaches, and the more he kind of just like
the camera gets in.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I mean, yes, but like it's also when the way that he is like taken aback almost by being asked that, and it's like he takes a second, he doesn't blow it off. He takes a second, and the first thing he says, calm, kindness, kinship, love. Everything else, is icing on the cake, but that's the cake for me in terms of this speech. Because those are core necessities to life when you think about it. To live a life without calm, to live a life without love, without kinship, without kindness. Yeah, that's what it means to be human. That's what we live life for.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, I could read this whole thing, bro, and we could honestly go, like, how Genius does, like, song dissections with art. We could go line by line and talk about this. Like,
we should make that its own episode. We should have an episode that's just monologues that we find to talk about. We should write that.
I'm writing that down, dude.
We know which ones are going to be on Ted's list. You can honestly just pick like 5 choices all from this show, and I can't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, you kind of have to. Okay, anyway. Yeah, and then another thing that I absolutely fucking love about this speech is not only does, like, he gets closer to Lonnie, the camera gets closer to him, but when he says calm, kindness, kinship, love, he's saying it sort of matter of fact. He's like, yeah, this is what I sacrificed. The more he talks, the angrier he gets. The more passionate he gets. And then so it comes to the end, and he goes, so what do I sacrifice? Everything! And his voice booms and echoes.
We also talk about, like, that, but, like, you have, like, they're in this weird nondescript place when they're meeting, right? And, like, throughout him talking, you hear, like, this, like, sound, and there's, like, a little bit of music, and when he yells everything, you hear it echo, and then that comes back, and it's just, it's like it punches you in the gut. Like,
yeah.
But he's right. Everything that he's putting into this. And, like, you feel for Lonnie, like, this is the first time he's contacting Luthen in over a year. That they said, right?
And he's been working with him for 6 years.
Yeah, and like he knew he's a father now. Like stuff's changed, and that's what made Lonnie nervous. He's like, I'm a dad. I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, really? Now you're gonna stop? And then the last thing he says to Lonnie, where he's pretty much like, you're not going anywhere. I need you. I need all the heroes I can get.
And it cuts to Cassian.
And he hits a remote, and it closes the elevator and just sends him back down.
Yeah.
And then Cassian and Melshi just running on Narkina. And, like, dude, I wrote down chills for the last 30 seconds. From when Luthen says everything, probably even at the start of the monologue, to the end of the episode. It's just full-body chills.
It's amazing.
It's one of the best pieces of Star Wars ever written. Like, that's not hyperbole. Like, you cannot argue that, I feel like.
Can I just read some?
Yes.
Can I read some? I'm sorry to cut you off, dude.
You're good.
First of all, I'm just gonna bounce around just quotes, just pieces of this that I can't get over. I share my dreams with ghosts.
Like,
that means so much. But even when you think about it, he's just now, upon hearing that they know about Krieger, he has probably immediately reached the conclusion Krieger has to go. Like, think about how many people he knows that have died for this cause. Like, I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago from which there was only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. Come on, bro. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they've set me on a path from which there is no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I looked down, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. I'm having chills right now just reading this, bro.
Me too. Dude,
oh my god.
It cannot be understated. The way Stellan Skarsgård delivers this, the raspy, like,
the gravel.
Roughness, when he says life.
I burn my life, kind of.
Life. It's like... all of that inside him now, like, that he's been acting, it's kind of like Lonnie just gave an outlet for him to like this, like when Mon is talking to Tay and he's like, oh, upset you, she's like, no, you freed me, and she just says everything she wants to. This is what Lonnie did for Luthen. It's just like, you want to know what I've been dealing with, you want to know how I feel, and it just all gets out, and it's
I love how it just shuts Lonnie up. Like, he does not say another word for the rest of the scene, and he goes, sort of sacrifice everything.
He looks upset.
Yeah. And it's the way he goes, everything. And he like, you'll stay with me, Lonnie. I need all the heroes I can get. Conversation over.
Elsie running, and it's all blue, and the music's all awesome, and then it's sweeping camera.
It's just so good, bro. It's so good.
And then one of the best episodes of TV ends.
Yeah. All right. Episode 11. We're
an hour. We're over an hour, right?
We are just about an hour in. Yeah.
Just about an hour? Oh,
that's crazy.
We're chilling.
Brad, we're an hour in. We only talked about one episode. This is so bad.
We talked about other stuff in the beginning. No, it's not. It's fine.
You don't have to edit these, Brad.
Hey, you said last time the editing went pretty smoothly.
That's true. Especially, like, you guys definitely don't know, but, like, when it was pre-cameras and there was, like, a lull in the conversation, I would just trim that shit down. But, like, now there's a lot less lull because there's a visual element. We can look at each other, and I can literally raise my fucking hand and be like, I have something to say. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot easier. Okay. Disgusting opening shot, episode 11.
I forgot how important 11 is. Like, I forgot how much stuff happens in this episode.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the hand?
The hand and the feet, dude. The bloody hands and the bloody feet. And then them scaling that cliff. Ugh.
Oh, and then you get Melch, and he's like, Cassian's like, you gotta climb. He's like, I can't make the climb. My hands aren't gonna work. He's like, they're leaving. He's like, you keep saying that. And then Melch just like looks down. He just like thinks. He's like, tell me they're leaving. And Cassian's like, they're leaving.
So good.
And then they just start climbing again. It's like, oh. Here's where we get B2, a.k.a. Two Broken Hearts, because that's me and Ted.
Yeah, but I wish we were like recorded our watching of this episode, because it was so fun to just be able to like watching the community and how they treat B. Like,
by this point, Marva's passed.
Marva's gone.
We haven't seen her literally in like 3 episodes.
I think we saw her.
Oh, 2 episodes, because Bix is talking to her.
Yeah.
Bix and Brasso visit her.
Did we see her briefly in 10? I don't think so.
No, I don't even think so, dude.
Yeah.
We don't see her for like 2 episodes.
It's so fucking rough. Dude.
And the last time she spoke to Cassian was like 3 episodes ago.
It was episode 7. Yeah.
And their last... I went 4. And then their last conversation just hits so much harder.
I'm coming back. I know.
And there you go. It's... We talk about nostalgia and how it can be blinding, right? And it's like, that might not mean it's as good as it is. This, I love you, I know. I'm coming back, I know. Dad, I know. The I know statement, it's all there, dude. It's not nostalgia, it's
one of the most underrated aspects of Star Wars, that line. Like, obviously for I love you, but in the, like, for the I love you, I know. And then when Han says it, I love you, and she's like, I know, and then they kill the stormtroopers. Like, that's not underrated, but the use of it, I think, in Rise of Skywalker, because the movie's a piece of flaming dog turds, it's kind of overlooked.
That's the best scene. That's the best scene in the movie, and it makes me teary-eyed, and that's the only scene that makes me go, oof, because Adam Driver and Harrison Ford are just so good, and they're reliving that moment of Force Awakens, and it's full circle. It's not trying to undo anything. I think it's also because that's also JJ doing it, so it also just feels like it's just him doing his own thing. But
You're right, dude. I'm trying to think. I was thinking so hard. I don't think there's a single scene in Rise of Skywalker that comes close to that.
Bro, it's by far the best scene in the movie.
Like, Luke's scene is alright, but...
Luke lifting the X-Wing with the Yoda's theme under it is nice.
Yeah. Like, did you ever notice the way he holds his hand is a little weird in that scene? Like... But, like, he does it like this. Like, very... Yeah, like... His fingers are, like, crooked, kind of... He always did a very, like...
he was very literal about it. Like, he was grabbing something.
Yeah, like, everybody does, like, a...
Yeah.
He always did this. Very stiff. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice, but that's also, I mean, you know, full circle with Empire and stuff like that. Also throwing back to the originals. But yeah, going back to this show, this moment, B2 is so heartbreaking. And it's like, if you say like, oh, droids don't have feelings, shut up. What's gonna make you feel? Shut up.
The whole point that they get their memory wiped is so that they don't develop feelings. So if you don't wipe a droid regularly, that's why R2 has so much sass, and that's why B2 is that way. And like, yeah, man, fuck.
That's why R2 is R2 because he's lived.
Think about Chopper.
All of it. Yeah.
Think about think about Cheap. I mean, if we're being real, dude, let's think about Cheap. He's got some good sass, good qualities.
Dude, even 3PO for the originals, right? Like,
yeah.
But he's scared of everything. That's like his thing. B2 was just so. He feels like the house dog. He feels like the family dog that could talk.
Yeah.
You know, where he's just there the whole time and he's just like. He can do nothing but act or respond. And it's just pure emotion. And the fact that we're getting that much emotion from a droid.
I'm gonna listen to that.
Like, Brasso treats him kind of like Marva's kid.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he gets down on his level, he's talking to him eye to eye, he's like, we can't be here anymore. And B2's like struggling with the finality of it. It's like, yeah. Such a good scene. So sad.
It is. I will also say Time Grappler, my goat. We see the Time Grappler again in episode 11. I was so excited to see him that I did all caps and I wrote Tyke Frappler, my ghost. Because I was misspelling. I was typing so fast. I was really excited. So, the old Frappler. The old that's a... next campaign, next Star Wars campaign, Tyke Frappler.
Tyke Frappler, dude, you actually made a Star Wars name on accident.
That's pretty crazy.
If you play Tyke Frappler as like a bard adjacent class,
would be fire.
Okay. Now we get this little cut back to Cassian and Melshi still on Narkina, and they see a quad jumper. Force Awakens reference. Although it's not in your face. They start running to it, and then what happens, Ted?
Are you talking about the fucking the gross
fisherman guys?
The slime nets, dude.
Yeah.
The slimy spider nets that grab those guys is so gross, and I hate it. And it's such a confusing scene because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you, motherfuckers." And I forget I mentioned this last night.
Yeah.
But I love when you can tell an alien species doesn't speak English basic in Star Wars natively. They always have a little different speech style. But yeah, what you were saying about their reaction to everything.
He's like, "You from Empire?" He's like, "No, we leave Empire." He's like, "Wait, what? Really?" He's like, "Yeah, we're from there. We don't want to be there. We're leaving." And it's done over a couple different it cuts back and forth. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he hits the net release thing, and then it slides away. And then they get in the quad jumper. It feels like when we were watching it last night, I was like, what was the point of that scene? It felt a little unnecessary, but also kind of not, because I think it also shows that they also hated the Empire, right? And that's why they let him free, because they found out they were against it. But also too, just the Empire just again not caring about a planet's native species, it seems like, or just other people there,
Yeah, I mean they're native to Narkina.
Yeah, so yeah,
yeah,
and they hate the Empire too. It's they just came here and just started doing this shit. It's if you're against them,
polluting their water.
Yeah, it's yeah, go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So it's even if you're not doing a lot, even setting them free, you're doing something good, A
little bit of a side point to make. I just was doing a bit of digging, because when we were talking about B2 or B, I like that they just call him B.
Yeah.
Little B. So he's voiced by Dave Chapman, and I was like, who the fuck is Dave Chapman? Turns out he is one of the puppeteers who did BB-8 in the sequels, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
He served as the principal performer for Proxima in Solo, that lady at the beginning of the movie was like the big fish.
Yeah, the worm.
Yeah, fish worm.
Yeah. Corellia.
And yeah, like he did a little other bit of things.
Dang. All right, so he's a Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
He's been in the mix.
So he voices B2, B, but he also operates him as well.
That's sick.
Yeah. Can we take a brief pause? My mom is calling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, everybody. Here with myself. Wait.
Okay.
He's back.
Yeah, my mom is calling me to pick up eggs, so I'll do that after. Okay. And I got my water now, so this actually worked out very well. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, so they go to Niamos, right? After no more B2. They go back to Niamos, and then we cut back to Ferrix, no? And we see Bix.
Oh my. Also, wait, I just want a quick shout out. I think one of the fisherman guys, I think he says, hair not a snod. Don't know what a snod is. Fun word. I liked it.
I don't know.
Oh my god, we got so mad at this part. Because we cut back to Ferrix, and this is where Dedra finds out about the
bricks, the wall,
the funerary bricks, yeah. And just the way the Imperials talk about this, I want to.
Hey, breathe. It's okay. Sorry, I was taking a picture of my cat.
You're good. I want to like beat him up, but I.
Sorry.
But like,
no,
just like
they have no respect.
A slap across the face.
They have no respect for anybody's culture.
They deserve the shame. They deserve the shame on you,
bro. They deserve to be put to death. Let's be real. They deserve to be. Oh my god, they all deserve to.
The way it's just like, yeah, they find out about the brick, and then one of them, the officer's just like, and they're like, all right, so they get turned into a brick. What after that? He's like, they find a wall. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
it's
you. Maybe because you live in something that's made out of like, what, aluminum. And like light beams and shit like that. It's like, God forbid something's made with like, and it's her ashes, bro. God forbid something's made from hand with care, stable by actual architects. That lays a foundation for something. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at, I looked up what are walls made of in Star Wars, and they're made of pore stone, ferrocrete, duracrete, and plasteel.
So this dude probably lives in like a plasteel apartment.
Yeah. Some stupid ass.
Yeah, you suck, bro. But yeah, Dedra just has like this face of like, oh.
Yeah, she's like unimpressed, kind of grossed out. She's like, whatever. Okay. Not really my thing. So fuck you.
God.
Yeah. But seeing the state that Bix is in after being forced to listen to dying children's screams of an alien species for who knows how long. She is unresponsive. She is malnourished. She hasn't been sleeping.
Just that shot of her head on like that, and it just stays on it. It's just like, oh my god. And that's when they're interrogating her, right? And they show the picture of Homeboy, and they're like, "Is this the dude you met with?" And it's not even him. It's not even Axis who they're looking for.
It's fucking Anto Krieger.
And she can't even respond. She just like...
She starts crying. That fucking broke me. Because I couldn't remember. I thought she was going to say, like, no. But
she just cries and
like, you can see her start to, like... And then just, like, break. Ugh. God, that hurt.
Dude, that makes, like, the torture in Star Wars just, like, terrifying.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I mean, think about episode 4, the probe torture droid with just like that big ass needle sticking off of it. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Dude, remember in Empire when Han gets interrogated, he gets like lowered into like that shit with blades and needles and stuff, and all you just hear him scream. Yeah, I wrote Bix is becoming less and less of herself, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, dude, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, dude, yeah. Can you throw it up on the?
Yeah, if you're
YouTube,
watching, I'll throw up the
it.
picture. If you're not watching, it's just a screenshot of Han being tortured, and it looks like needles, heat as well. There's no way this is a thing. I'm not gonna throw this up because this is the stupidest shit ever. But they made Brad peep this. They made an action figure off of Han being tortured.
What?
They made there's an action figure for Han being tortured. Why would they do that? I don't know.
Ew, dude, what? That looks so much worse. It's like
that's
those
really
two
weird.
Platforms like stop him, and like that needle thing goes into like his stomach or something. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's definitely getting like, it's just
messed up.
And it's glowing too in the movie. Like you can definitely tell it's like heat. Yeah. It's like a painful amount of heat, dude.
Okay. Ooh, okay. This is where we get Mon and Vel. Oh god, his face. We get Mon and Vel talking about the family funds and how they're catching on to Mon's deposits or withdrawals from her family fortune to help the rebellion, and how that's got to get cleared up. And she does something so baller in the last episode that picks this up. But yeah, so we get that. It's a nice little like scene that's like kind of setting up some stuff.
It's good. It's good acting, you know.
Yeah, of course.
I don't. Lita being like a weird like religious.
Oh, they're saying like a weird like prayer thing. Oh my god, Ted.
Yeah, Lita's character, I'm very curious to see where she goes in the next season, because right now she's just being painted as like an unappreciative, obnoxious, spoiled teenage daughter. Like she's just like, I felt bad for her at the beginning of the show, but then she's just like, she's like indoctrinating herself into this outdated culture. Like I don't know.
Not even like the moody phase of going against your parents as a teenager. She just doesn't like Mon. Like it just seems like she just does not like her mom, because she's fine with her dad.
Remember when she sees Vel and she's like, Auntie Vel, and then she's smiling and she looks over Vel's shoulder and sees her mom, and her face literally goes, and then she looks back at Vel. I'm like, why are you like? I understand, but like, bro, you don't have to take every single possible opportunity to just be like, fuck you. And Mon's also like on the verge of tears because she's like, I have to marry my daughter off, who I still love even though she hates me.
Yeah, dude, she's just so close to the breaking point now.
I'm realizing your mic doesn't touch your...
Yeah, no.
So I don't want mine.
I usually, yeah.
Because I can hear it tap when it does.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
move my head.
Here, that's a good scene. Good setup.
Yeah.
Now we get Luthen talking with Saw once again.
Yeah.
About Spellhouse and Anto, right? Anto Krieger.
Yes. Yeah, because that's when he tells Saw, he's like, yo, you're not doing this anymore. You can't die. Krieger can die. It's worth it for the cause. And it's just a whole conversation trying to reel Saw in because he is such a paranoid guerrilla fighter that, like, the second he thinks there's, like, something not right, he's losing his mind. So
that, or, like, if there's a second where they can do something, he's like, well, we got to do it. What are we waiting for? And Luthen's like, think about it.
It's like, chill, bro. Just, like, relax for a sec.
Yeah,
Listen to me. And he's like, no.
He takes Tubes' gun. He puts it right up at his neck. He's like, this is what we're doing. He's like, you got to listen to me, dude. And he tells him.
Saw being like, you know, there's no way out of here after this, right? He's like, you're not getting out of here alive. You know that, right? And Luthen's just like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, I need you to listen to me, and putting a gun to your face is the only way that I can get you to listen to me. You can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, it's not really funny because it's kind of serious, but how insulted Tubes gets when he's like, yeah, he's my guy. And he's like, what, dude, no. And he's like,
he's
yeah, he's like, everything.
All right, you got me. 2 Tubes over here. We got Tubes. He tells me everything. We're really close. And Tubes is like, whoa, this song, please. I don't even know that guy that well. I don't even, like.
That's such, like, kind of like a weird, fun little moment of brevity in this.
It is good. There's so few in this show.
Yeah. And then, when this conversation ends, they figure out, they're like, all right, we gotta let them die
for the cause, right, or for the greater good. I forget exactly what they say.
Saw, quote, for the greater good.
Yes.
Luthen, call it what you will. Saw, we'll call it war.
Oh my god, it was so peak, dude.
Gas. Am I bleeding? Oh, I got myself shaven, I think, a little bit.
Hey, I'll fix you up. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be fair, that very much paints Saw's perspective of what he does and what it is. Because he goes, it's war.
Yeah. Luthen sees it in the layers where he's like, call it what you want, whatever. And Saw's just like, no. And I love that his name's just Saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that he was created in the Clone Wars as just like a one-off character. And then he's so much more now.
You see even at that young age how he gets radicalized, right?
He gets radicalized fast, yeah.
His sister dies, right?
Yeah.
To the Separatists?
Yeah.
And then he's like back and forth with Ahsoka and stuff. And then, like, then you see him in Rogue One, it's like, dang.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Then Ted.
Probably one of the most Star Wars scenes in this show, because it's just spaceships doing spaceship stuff, and this
Empire ship, small rebel ship.
Yeah, like there's not like, let's be real, there's not a ton of depth to this scene. It's just really fucking cool to see the precautions and countermeasures Luthen has on his customized Fondor Hallcraft guys to evade and escape the Empire, to trick the Empire. But like seeing the Empire's perspective of like, oh yeah, his ship checks out, should we call off everything? And the guy's just like, nah, we could use the practice. Just like, we're gonna board this guy's ship. And pissed me off, dude. But seeing Luthen, first of all, his built-in droid to his ship being able to create a chain code or whatever it is to for his ship, so it's like an Alderaan transport
passage code.
Yeah. And then to have those countermeasures of the spikes, the bits of metal that shoot back and break the tractor beam. Yeah. It was in the waves, and it's just like, I'm sorry if you're just listening to this only, because this is I'm doing a lot of hand things you can't really see.
Just destroys their tractor beam.
Yeah, and then, bro, when he hits the double lasers coming out and does the spin and slices through the 2 TIE fighters and then shoots off into space, hyperspace. That's Star Wars. That's Star Wars.
You're left looking at the officer's face just like...
Yeah, he's like, God damn it. Alderaan on the shit list.
Yeah. I'm going to recommend this to someone when a certain weapon gets built.
Alderaan. I don't really like this planet.
Then... Which I also like just to... I like that he just name drops Alderaan just because, like, showing just how important Alderaan was as a planet. Even in Obi-Wan, I like seeing more of it.
Alderaan's such a beautiful planet. It was in my Galaxy Getaway.
It was in the Galaxy Getaway. Hey, shout out. Go back to episode...
8? 9?
8. Then...
Damn, that was almost 8 episodes ago.
Dang. The end of the episode happens.
Brad, take it away.
Me?
Yeah.
We just don't want to talk about it.
I just... the show's just so heavy. And I've got a lot to say for the next episode, so...
That's why I think these last 3 episodes are so good, is because they're the heaviest. Cassian calls Ferrex, one of his friends that he knows, Zan, picks up pretty much the phone, like the call. He's like, Cassian, he's like, what's going on? He's like, no names. He's like, well, where are you? Like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm coming home.
He's like, I have a message from Marva Andor.
Like, tell Marva, like, she could be proud of me that, like, I did it, that, like...
I think of her every day, or I'm thinking of her all the time.
Every day, like, I'm coming home so I could see her, and he's like, Cass, he's like, no names. He's like, Cass, like, I'm sorry. Your mother's dead. And you see this look on Cassian's face that... Do you think part of him knew that it might have been coming? No?
I don't think there was a version of his world
where she's
that he wasn't able to go get her.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe it's that. Maybe it's something that he was so sure of isn't a thing anymore. And
I mean, you think about it, crazy comparison, but Solo, when Han, everything he's doing is to go get Kira.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the reality, like, oh, she's not there. Like, it's a different way. It's better for Han because he finds her.
Yeah.
But like,
and then it cuts to a wider shot, and you see he's back on Niamos with Melshi. Post.
On the beach at sunset.
On the beach at sunset, and Cassian hangs up the phone, talks a little bit with Melshi. They do a bro hug. So, like, even though you don't see a lot of it, their relationship just with that is so good at establishing just how close they are. And Melshi's like, what if we're the only
people
two
need to know?
Yeah, he's like, people need to know about this. Like, what if we're the only 2 that made it out? He's like, well, we gotta spread the word. And Melshi's like, all right, I'll peace out. I'll go do this. You go do this. He's like, all right. And the moment Cassian is told that Marva's dead, music starts. And the music is just somber. This light, somber song just carries out through the credits. And Cassian looks out to the horizon. Sees a little bit of light breaking through the clouds. And just this yellow hue. Gorgeous. And then he turns and looks away. And it ends.
Yeah, it's...
We have one more episode. We're at, like, what, an hour and a half?
Hour and a half about, yeah.
Whoa. What?
Sorry to completely switch the energy, but I just scrolled a little bit farther on the Wikipedia. The first episode of season 2, the title's been dropped. The title's been revealed.
For just the first episode?
Yeah.
What is it?
1 year later.
That's so simple, but so good.
And I'm terrified. Written by Tony Gilroy, man. I mean, come on. Woo! And we got Bo Willimon back, too.
So that's a year after the season finale, and then it's a year in between each season.
I didn't take many notes for episode 12, so if you don't mind, I would like to just explode with thoughts. Skipping straight to the end. This is one of the best endings ever. It's such a fantastic season finale, but it's also just an amazing episode finale. Cassian essentially being able to do everything perfectly. For like the first time, things go his way. He doesn't get caught. He's able to rescue the people he wants to rescue, and he's able to get them out of there safely. He finally succeeds where in every other aspect of what he's tried to do, he has failed. Escaping Ferrix, trying to sell the NS9 Starpath unit. That one, he didn't sell it. He got the whole town against him. Aldhani, people died that weren't supposed to. He ended up having to kill, and then he had to run away. He couldn't end it the way that he probably wanted to end it. And, Narkina, that didn't go the way he wanted it to go, because Kino didn't get out. Yes, he achieves these goals, but there's always some drawback to it. There's always some monkey's paw kind of thing. He always loses something in return, but not this time. He gets out of there. He gets his friends out of there. He gets B out of there. And he's like, I'm going to find you guys. Don't worry. And for him to finally succeed and to go to Luthen and be like, kill me. I'm not going to make it hard anymore. You could kill me. And to just see Luthen's face literally do that exact reaction I just had, where he holds the blaster, kind of literally weighing his options, in his hand, looking at Cass and just kind of smirking a little bit, and you realize Luthen's got plans on plans on plans for this motherfucker, dude. He's got something going for this guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's fucking just incredible ending that really immediately makes me want more. I think this episode does a really good job of tying up a lot of the story from this season. There have been the Ferrix arc, the Aldhani heist, the Narkina 5 arc, and then we're back to Ferrix. Each one has its own story, but Ferrix is always in the background of these other arcs. It was the forefront of the Ferrix arc, obviously, but the Empire's involvement on Ferrix has always been something that we've been seeing throughout these episodes. And for that to kind of come to a head with Marva's speech, which is also fucking phenomenal, igniting the fire and waking everyone else up. We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the Empire down, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Last Jedi time.
Peek, bro. Peek and peek. I'm gonna say it. I think it's really, really, really well done. If I could interview Tony Gilroy, I think the first question I would ask is, what would Marva's reaction be finding out that her brick was used to beat the shit out of Imperial people, Imperial soldiers and stuff? And I imagine she'd be absolutely delighted. She'd be tickled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be like, what? Really? Oh.
She's like, let's go. Let's fly. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good episode. It ties everything together while definitely leaving room for more. They wrap enough up while leaving enough loose ends where it's like, yeah, this needs more. And I just think it's really, really well done. The music, the episode is really well paced. I think, honestly, this is one of the best paced episodes of the show, just because of how much they're trying to wrap up, and it doesn't drag, but it doesn't feel too fast at any point for me.
Even last time, I remember we watched episode 11, and we were like, holy shit. Like, that flew by.
Yeah.
The show of these episodes is pretty, it's so slick.
Yeah. That's just a bit of my rambling.
Yeah, and then hop in whatever I'm gonna say. Also, shout out Mohammed Ben Amor, who plays Wilman, who's Salman Pax's son, who we see crafting a bomb in the beginning of the episode.
And he's staring at his dad.
He has the hollow of his dad up next to it. It's so Brutal. Lambda shuttle, shout out. We got one. Dedra Revson one. Found it interesting that Dedra dressed as a regular person.
Specifically how they kind of look on Ferrix. So did Vel. Vel dressed in the same colors you see everybody on Ferrix wear.
Yeah. And
kind of her best fit as well. I'm not going to lie, guys.
You think?
Yeah.
And she's going with, I forgot the guy's name, the Imperial informant that's been on Ferrix this whole time, that Cinta later shivs to death in the alley. Good for Cinta.
Yeah, Cinta's crazy, bro. Cinta scares me. Like, I'm being so genuine. And I do think she could go to Saw's group. She could become even more extreme.
Like, he's just walking down the alley and she's following him. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, super
and she's like scared. Like, kind of leads him into that room.
Yeah. Good for her. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on Ferrix for now because there's some other stuff off planet. Cassian's back on Ferrix. I just love seeing him back there. We get this really sweet flashback with Clem when Cassian's back home, I think, or like near it, and he puts his hand on the stone, on Clem's stone, his brick, and that too. Like, I didn't even think about, like, we'll go to a cemetery or a graveyard, and there's a plot of land for that person, right? And you go there and you dedicate time to it, and you want to be with that person. And this, you have, it's not just all one land, like everybody's on, but I mean it kind of is, but it's also like the city, and it's the buildings, and it's the foundation of what we're built on. You can say that too now with people that are buried. It's like they are the people that have to come first, so we are here. They are the foundation that we walk upon, right? Just the whole idea of the funerary bricks is just so brilliant. We get this really nice flashback. Clem talks about like how people look down. Sometimes they never look past the rust. You know, like they don't know the worth that they have, and he's cleaning out old parts, and they have like 60 to 70 of them that go for 500 credits each. And it's like, you don't know the wealth that you're standing on sometimes. And then we see Cassian goes right to Vix's house, and he sees his friend Pelga, I think, and he's just like, "Where's Vix?" Like, first thing he's like, "Where's Vix?" Or Pegla, I think Pegla. And
yeah, I think it's Pegla.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, she's captured." He's like, "She's at the hotel." You're like, okay, and that's Cassian's quest for the rest of the episode, which is super nice. I like the full circle that's kind of happening with. I love this final episode. Everybody's on Ferrix. Everybody's there. It's also kind of full circle for the season, but also like for the first arc with Luthen and Cassian being there, and then we see Cyril and Mosk also there again. Voice crack, which is just a cool little detail. We know Luthen's there just to kill Cassian because he thinks that, like, you know, he's gonna do something that's not gonna vibe with him. We get this, again, awesome bro hug between Cassian and Brasso when they see each other again, and you just get this
absolutely fucking peak, dude.
Where they hug, and Cassian just wraps his arms around Brasso and just like grabs his hand, just holds tight. And they just hold each other for a good moment, and you're just like, yeah, dude, like this is brotherhood, you know. Also too, Ted, let me know what you think about this.
Okay.
Ferrix with the time, the time grappler. He hits a bell, right? With hammers, and that's someone actually legitimately hitting a bell, and you see there's a shot of it where it's pretty much a big open kind of void of metal, right? There's like different things in it to create the sound, but it's a man hitting it and creating this sound, and it naturally reverberates, and just like it's open and natural, and it feels real. And I just think of how interesting it is that Ferrix has a bell like that at all. And the fact that the Death Star has an alarm, like the Imperial alarm, is just loud and graining and electronic and just nuts. And this is just the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
Which I found interesting.
I mean, Ferrix is...
It's one of the best planets, honestly, now.
It's one of the planets I think has the most heart and soul within Star Wars. Like, Coruscant's pretty, but, you know, it's full of fake people who are fake. Politics. And it's just a city. It's politics. It's the heart of the Republic, which means it's the best and worst place in the galaxy. Mm-hmm. You know, Tatooine, there isn't really as much of a sense of a community in Tatooine. People are pretty wary of each other, especially because, like, being in the Outer Rim and stuff like that. But yeah, Ferrix there is something that very much says there's a history here. There's a community. There's a people of Ferrix. You know, there's I don't know any other planet that has, you know, the Daughters of Ferrix. You know, there's nothing like that for Tatooine or Jakku or, you know, something like that. Like
Dathomir, kinda, with the Night Sisters, but
that's more of like
that's different. That's different.
That's kind of more like a way of life cult thing. You know, like, yeah. Because if you're a girl born on Dathomir, you're a Night Sister. You don't have a choice.
Yeah,
you're just brought up that way.
We get the grappler hitting that the bell, and it transitions into the song. The band starts playing for Marva, and I already talked about it at the beginning when it's. Dad, how'd you feel listening to it?
It definitely made me really sad, you know. I don't know. Uncomfortable isn't the word, but it just made me unhappy, you know. I'm gonna say the same thing that I've been saying now for like a fucking month, but it just felt. One thing that I'm gonna trip over my words. One thing that I really like about Andor is that it gives moments that sometimes wouldn't be given the time to breathe. So, like the moment of the band warming up and then the start of the music, it feels very real. And I know I say that a lot, but I feel like that is something that makes Andor kind of a step above a lot of other, not everything, but a lot of other projects in Star Wars. Is a lot of projects in Star Wars will kind of forego those little moments that help immerse you, you know, like, and yeah, so hearing it just begin in a very natural way, and also hearing it start and hearing the Empire like freak out over it.
Because I think too. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I was like, why are they freaking out? Like the dude's like, I mean, he's like, build a barrier, like blocking it, whatever. I'm like, why are they doing this? But I think because everybody's like confused, like what's going on. I think because they said that they pushed it back 2 hours, but they're still doing it at midday, so they don't even care about what they said. So they're starting it early on their own time. So they're just like freaking out.
They also said. They said 30 people could go. Daughters of Ferrix pushed back, so they were like 40 people could go, and then the entire town shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
when you get those shots of just the people joining in the walk, right, and they're just walking down the street, you know. And you're getting this music, and everybody's just gathering, and you see this crowd of people, and they meet in the center. And Brasso walks up through with her stone, and B2's right next to him, and it just stops. There's a pause. The music shifts, and we get this overhead sweeping shot going over the Imperials and turning towards the people of Ferrix, and it immediately tells you that like. Something's gonna happen, this is going to get out of control. Because we were very grounded before that shot, and then that music change and that camera above everybody, it's like, this is going to get over everybody's heads. Stuff is going to go down. And it's so well done. And then, yeah, it's just building tension, and you get B2's final message from Marva, which is just heartbreaking, but so empowering and so true. And the officer that puts his jacket like halfway on B's projector and flips him over. I wish the bomb just hit that guy. That's what I wish happened.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Stone and Sky. Continue.
Peak. I have Marva's speech up.
Oof.
If you would like to go through this a little bit.
It's long, right?
It's not that long. It's shorter than.
Are we coming up on 2 hours?
We're raw recording. We're an hour 46 in right now.
Okay.
And it is almost 1 p.m.
Yes, it is.
So maybe we should probably wrap this up sooner rather than later. But I don't know. I won't read the whole thing.
No worries. Read what sticks out to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read most of this then, but I'm just gonna.
It's good.
Marva says, "I always wanted to be lifted. I was always eager, always waiting to be inspired. I remember every time it happened, every time the dead lifted me with their truth. And now I'm dead, and I yearn to lift you. Not because I want to shine or even be remembered. It's because I want you to go on. I want Ferrix to continue. In my waning hours, that's what comforts me most. But I fear for you. We've been sleeping. We've had each other and Ferrix, our work, our days. We had each other, and they left us alone. We kept the trade lane open, and they left us alone. We took their money and ignored them. We kept their engine churning, and the moment they pulled away, we forgot them. Because we had each other. We had Ferrix. But we were sleeping. I've been sleeping, and I've been turning away from the truth I wanted not to face. There is a wound that won't heal at the center of the galaxy. There is a darkness reaching like rust into everything around us. We let it grow, and now it's here. It's here, and it's not visiting anymore. It wants to stay. The Empire is a disease that thrives in darkness. It is never more alive than when we are asleep. It's easy for the dead to tell you to fight. And maybe it's true. Maybe fighting is useless. Perhaps it's too late. But I'll tell you this. If I could do it again, I'd wake up early and be fighting those bastards from the start. Fight the Empire. I didn't mean to read that whole fucking speech, but like, oh my god.
You have to read the whole thing, because you can't just like pick and choose from that. It was silly of me to ask you to, hey, pick out just the whole thing. And
wow. I got chills reading it again, man. No. I keep getting chills.
The monologues.
My favorite part of this monologue is seeing the reactions of everyone. And I think my favorite reaction to see is, I forget his name, but the son who builds the bomb. Seeing the pure rage. Willman. Seeing the pure rage building in him and his eyes welling.
His eyes welling in his eyes. Bloodshot. Like, you see like the veins and they're just like red. They're like, you can tell he has that knot in his throat. Like he's...
Yeah. It's so good. But better than everything is Luthen. His reaction... He has spent the entire season so focused on the rebellion and finding and killing Andor that he is now... I see his reaction in a couple different like layers, different ways. One is he's realizing, like, he's like, oh shit, I've been so focused in my somehow narrow view of what to do and how to do it that I'm not realizing how widespread this is now. Like, I know that it's widespread, but I didn't realize, like, this is just, I don't even know who this woman is. And here she is talking about almost exactly what I believe. And he's realizing the crowd, they're all rebels. They don't know it. They probably won't call themselves that, but they're all rebels. And he's seeing this happen.
Like in the manifesto.
We'll get there, buddy. We'll get there, because that, oh boy. And then it's also, again, same as when he had his monologue last episode. The longer it goes, the more angry he gets. Because, again, he realizes the truth of these words, and he is so unbelievably angry at the state of the galaxy right now. Mm-hmm. He's so unbelievably rageful towards the Empire that hearing that this random woman has the same sentiments, they have had completely different lives. They've never once met. They don't know about each other. But to hear so many thoughts that they share from a complete straight, like, that's gotta, like,
ridiculous.
You know, Mosk didn't even fucking try and help Cyril once all hell broke loose.
And then you see the shot of him after everything goes down. He's just drinking on the steps.
He could become a rebel, dude. I mean, he could become a rebel. That would be pretty fire.
The fact that it all boils up not into one explosion, but Hillman throws that bomb. Willman, sorry, I keep saying him. Willman throws that bomb, and it leads to a chain of explosions.
I mean, can you get more on the nose, but like, more
not
peak?
Even, like not even just one. Like, my God. And then we see Nurchi and the Empire Safety just looking out the window. Who's the first to get in the face by the bomb, dude? Peace out, bitch.
No peace. No peace for Nurchi. Rest in piss, bitch. Eat shit and fall off your horse, asshole. That's a JoJo's reference.
You ever see, I don't know why that reminded me, you ever see Sleepaway Camp?
No, what's that?
It's a slasher movie from like the 80s and 90s. And there's just, it's at a summer camp and they're just like playing baseball. And there's this one scene where this one kid just like says something to the other, to like an older kid.
Eat shit and die, Ricky?
Eat shit and die, Ricky. And he goes, eat shit and live, Bill. It's so funny. Oh my God.
That's funny.
So random, whatever. It's just the way he says it. Dude, just the fight that breaks out. People are getting shot, killed, stunned, thrown. Brasso headbutts a trooper with armor on to save Hillman.
Brasso is my fucking goat. I love Brasso so much, dude.
When he first takes Marva's brick and starts beating him up and like does whatever, and then he just turns and goes and just screams, and everybody else screams, and they just go at it. Oh my God, dude. And this whole time is intercutting between Cassian saving Bix, and you just see how broken Bix is, and it's just so sad. But I love that you see this image of Cassian walking out of the hotel and just down an alleyway. The hotel that the Empire controlled and they had everything of it, it was their thing. Walks out of it, leaves. The dude that they're looking for just...
There's one Death Trooper.
Again, yeah, that he just kills. I mean, pop. And
dude, bro, he dives to kill. That was awesome.
Dives, shoot, done.
Pretty sure he also shot him in the face.
He just loves shooting.
Like that's his signature move, bro.
Character consistency. And then he just goes down the alleyway, and then you pick it up. Over on the ship, we get the one of the sister of the Daughters of Ferrix. She's on the ship, and you got Pegla and Brasso. They're all getting the ship together. You got B there and Hillman. You're getting this group together.
Willman.
No, Hillman.
Is it Hillman? I thought you said Willman.
It's a Willman. It's a Willman. Yeah. Dude, why do I keep messing it up?
I don't know.
Willman.
That's okay.
At least I shouted out his name proper when I shouted out the actor. That's what mattered.
Yeah.
It's a Willman.
Yeah.
And then the dogs start barking, and they're like, "Whoop," and then Cassian and Bix come out. You're just like,
victory. Especially because everybody's like on edge
the whole time.
It's like,
yes. And
my goat, dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
dude,
man.
Do you see that moment where Dedra just gets rocked and she's on the ground and people are like hitting her?
Highlight
like,
of my year, bro. Highlight of my life. Oh my god.
The first time I watched this, I was so pissed when Cyril saved her. I was like, I want this dude to die so bad.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I get it, you know. I just did not like Cyril at all the first time I watched this show.
I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, he's
a pathetic bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
and then we
actor's fantastic.
Yeah.
Buddy, if you're listening, come on the show.
Kyle Solar, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of montage through kind of other stuff wrapping up, but we see that Mon accepts Davos' deal and they introduce Lita to his son.
Yeah.
She
she also
goes through with it.
She
we
knew.
Didn't talk about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, hang on. Okay.
I want to talk about that.
So Cassian stuff is super heartwarming. He gets them out of there. Bix believes in him. She's starting to come back around. B is sad, but that's okay. We'll cover that.
They share such nice words.
Yeah, it's
early in the episode though.
Yeah. Mon knows that the Empire is spying on her. She knows her driver works for the Empire. So she says, give us privacy, knowing he's going to listen. And she's like, Perrin's completely innocent in this, which is the best part for me.
Well, not completely, because it does seem like he's had a history of gambling problems.
Yes, in the grand scheme of things, he's not innocent. But in this particular instance, he is an innocent man. He is not gambling. And she's like, Perrin, you need to stop gambling. I know you've been taking money out of our accounts. And he's like, Mon, what the actual fuck are you talking about? I have not been gambling. And she's like, don't even try and lie. I know.
He's like, where would I get this money from? She's like,
That's what scares me the most.
Yeah.
And he's just like, bro, like what are you talking about, dude? This, I swear, dude. Come on, man. And then the fact that this guy reports to Blevin too, motherfucking Blevin, bro. I want
up there.
I'm not gonna.
He's just. I was gonna against Dedra. He's just like.
Dude, if they work together, they'd be unstoppable, but they won't ever.
No. And
it's good because they're not unstoppable.
Yeah, but the fact that he was like, like his gambling problem. He's like, oh, okay, like that probably might be why that chunk of money is missing in the accounts that covers Mon's trail. It's like, all right, we'll turn to other matters. It doesn't matter. It's like, she is so smart, and you see her just with that conversation just regain a little bit of power. That she's just like, I still got some control over things. That I could still. Yeah. So good. But yeah,
it's amazing.
But yeah, when B2, he's the first to say it's Cassian when they come around the ship to leave.
Cassian.
Yeah. And then Cassian tells me, like, he always believes that B can do it. He's like, watch over Bix for me. He's like, I know you can do it. He's like, you always say that. He's like, and you always deliver. That's really cute. Droid has a heart of gold, dude, and I could see it.
Yeah, he's got a processing unit of gold. Hey. I'll be here every week, folks.
And then we get Cassian beating Luthen to his own ship. And
crazy.
Just going like, yo, if you want to kill me, kill me.
Yeah,
like, I saved the people.
My mom is dead, bro.
My mom's dead.
Just kill me.
I got people out that I wanted to, and Luthen's like, man, and here we are.
Also crazy to think Cass never intended to find everybody again. Like, he sent them off being like, I'm going to find you, and then he was like, I'm going to die. Whatever. Crazy shit.
Unless you... I don't know, unless he would think that, like, Luthen wouldn't actually kill him.
I think he wanted... I think he was...
You think he goes
ready,
into
dude.
it knowing that he won't kill him?
I really hope...
He might be ready, I don't know.
Season 2 will either start with the rest of their conversation, or it'll just pick up a year later with Cass doing something for Luthen.
Yeah, and be like, all right, they worked out. And there we are. Andor Season 1.
Not even a little bit. We got a big chunk of something to talk about that you are forgetting.
I'm not forgetting.
There will be times when the struggle seems impossible. I know this already. alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this: freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously and without instruction. Random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions, that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is everywhere, and even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward. And remember this: the Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks, it leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear. Remember that, and know this: the day will come when all of these skirmishes and battles, these moments of defiance, will have flooded the banks of the Empire's authority, and then there will be one too many. One single thing will break the siege. Remember this. Try. In this day and age, that might be some of the most important writing in all of like Star Wars or fiction. Dude, like that is so
on point,
real. Like,
unfortunately,
but this manifesto, I'm so glad it was saved for the last episode, because again, it really ties in the entire season. You know, it's just. It breaks, it leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear. Power doesn't panic. Or power does panic or whatever. No, power doesn't panic, right? Panic,
yeah.
I'm like...
It's insane.
Think about it. Like, in that moment, the fucking Imperial guy throwing his cape over B2. What's he doing? He's fucking panicking. He's freaking out. He doesn't want these guys to realize how shitty they've had it, and to want more, and to want an actual fair chance at life without the tyranny of the Empire.
And they said peace is a pure idea. And what are they doing? Peace.
Freedom's pure idea.
Freedom. Walking down the street, just wanting to do their tradition. And they panic. They're just losing it.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I was listening to that in the old ship, right?
Yeah.
The ship that Marva rescued him.
Yeah. Battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. The people of Ferrix, man.
Yeah. Jesus. It's so good.
Even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward. Like, because you think about it, every single tiny bit of insurrection and rebellious activity has been so crucial. The spy, Lonnie being a spy, you know, like, it's just one guy, but he has been responsible for stopping and saving so much. Like, it's...
Heroes on both sides.
Come on, dude. Like, come on, bro. It's... Yeah, man.
Also...
Yeah. Hit me with it. I'm ready.
What you think, you know, like, what were they building on Narkina 5? What were all those progs and pieces?
Oh, the post-credit scene.
You get in the post-credit scene. She uses droids, like, you know, like welding stuff together, little sparks and stuff. Zooms out. It's like a ring being put together. Zooms out again. Then it zooms out again. And the prisoners were being forced to build the Death Star. So Cassian
built his coffin.
Build the Death Star.
And he lies in it too. Whatever. Yeah, man. Fuck the Empire.
He
you know, originally Tony Gilroy wanted Marva to say "fuck the Empire," not "fight the Empire."
Dude, she could have said "Criff the Empire." That's the Star Wars fuck. Dude, I see it as like Cassian helped create the thing that he helped destroy.
Full circle.
It's It's almost.
Whoa. I don't know. Is it?
What?
Poetry, perhaps?
What does that do?
Well, stereotypical poetry does... It's got, like, a really cool pattern.
Yeah.
Some could say it rhymes, So, like, poetry... Typically, you could get away with saying poetry rhymes.
Okay.
So if something's like poetry, it rhymes.
It rhymes.
Yeah.
Ted.
Cassian build the Death Star. Cassian help destroy the Cassian help and build it. Cassian help to build, destroy, build, destroy the Cartoon Network show. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody?
Yes.
Anybody know what I'm talking about?
I used to watch that.
That show was awesome.
Now, we've made it to the end of Andor season 1.
Yes, sir. Andor April, dude. I've been
dude.
waiting since fucking January for this, and I can't believe it.
This was a fun series to do. Watching the show again in detail, you see so much of the greatness that it has.
We're gonna have to do a 1-year retrospective for season 2 to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's definitely gonna be stuff we're not gonna pick up on.
Yeah.
Seeing it the first time through. But yeah, man. I mean, season 1. I don't even remember what episode I went on my whole Andor spiel, but Andor is just genuinely the highest level of production quality, acting quality, writing quality, camera quality, like sound, just every single aspect of Andor. Respect to the lore, respect to the characters, respect to the universe is in its highest form.
Mm-hmm.
It takes itself more seriously than any other Star Wars project ever. Like, it's amazing. It's actually genuinely so amazing, and I'm amazed that we have it. I'm so thankful that we have it. I am so glad that it is real, and it says what it says. I'm really, really happy. So go read The High Republic.
AKA, there's so much good Star Wars.
There's so much good Star Wars. You know what I'm just remembering?
The show's
real
masterpiece.
Quick. Interesting. Stay with me on this.
Okay.
Nemec's Manifesto. Before we end this, guys, just stay with me on this. Nemec's Manifesto. Oppression is the mask of fear. Star Wars, Reign of the Empire. What's the subtitle, Brad?
Mask of Fear.
The Mask of Fear.
Put that on purpose. Did they do that on purpose?
Could be a coincidence. Who knows? It's who knows? So yeah. Andor season 1, guys.
The show's fantastic.
Beautiful. Absolutely incredible. I'm beyond excited to
keep going.
We're talking about Andor season 2, bro. Like next week.
Yeah.
When this episode comes out, it will be the day Andor season 2 premieres. So if somehow you've listened to this episode, which raw recording, we're at almost 2 hours and 10 minutes in.
Oh.
Almost. This is insane.
We might have to split this.
I don't think we can, because then it fucks up our whole schedule. Unless we do a Tuesday and a Thursday drop, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, guys, like,
oh my goodness,
go watch Andor, please. I beg. It's so amazing.
Watch Andor, read High Republic, watch the main episodes, watch Revenge of the Sith, watch TV shows.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on YouTube. Starlight Broadcast.
At Starlight_cast on Twitter, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember to be on there more, and if there's followers, then that will be more incentive.
That is cool. All right, Ted. Yeah. Anything else left to say?
Honestly, thanks. You know, we're slowly building the channel, the pod. Like, it's just fun, man. I love doing this. This is a highlight of my week.
Me too. It's so fun. It's just good. It's nice to have a creative outlet to talk about it.
Very nice.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all for going through Andor April with us. Just this show in general. Just thank you for going along this journey and just listening through everything. If you have, thank you a ton. With that, this has been episode, are we 14, really?
I believe so. I think last episode was
13.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my Spotify froze. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is episode 14.
Thank you for listening to the 14th episode of the Starlight broadcast, yet another Star Wars podcast. Enjoy the blue milk. Have a good day. Nay, a great day in the galaxy. See you guys next time. Transmission out.